Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. I'm Dan, and we are back once again with another Q&A live stream. Every Wednesday, we join you. We bring you a topic or a demonstration of sorts to help you grow your channels. And then for the remainder of the live stream, we take your questions. So today is going to be a really big day. I do hope that you have some kind of note-taking device or material handy, because I'm going to want you to take some notes today, specifically questions that you have for us regarding the topic at hand and beyond, and keep those to yourselves until the Q&A portion. Also, take some notes on just some of the strategies and tips we share with you today, so you have those. We end up jam-packing, I think, a lot of value in this 2-hour window where we live stream. So I do hope you can stay for the whole stream, or you can always watch on the replay afterwards. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to bring in today's co-host, which is Mr. Viper. How are you?
Woo! We are in the building. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am great, man. This is going to be a great live stream, so I could just start it.
How's day two?
Day two. I mean, come back to me in 2 hours.
Fair enough. I was going to use that time to sip my drink, but you blew it. Now I'm going to be parched for this first part of the live stream. No, thank you for being here. Rob is still out. He should be back next week. And,
yeah, somebody tell Rob that Viper's looking for him. Actually, he stopped by my clubhouse room this morning. That was pretty interesting.
Oh.
So what's up, Rob? If you're watching, Rob, what's up? Hopefully you're enjoying your vacation. I'll talk to you next week, sir. What's up?
So, yes, we'll be back next week with more YouTube topics and discussions. It's been a while since we've done a tool overview, and if you've been paying attention at all this week, you know that we here at vidIQ just launched a brand new tool called Daily Ideas. It's here to solve all the problems, okay? If you use this tool correctly, you too can make videos with, a very high potential for a lot more views. So, we're going to be showing you all of that. We'll be taking your questions, of course. First, why don't we say hello to some people? Viper, would you like to say hello to some of the folks here in chat?
Let's see. We got Spazzy Block. What's up, Spazzy Block? How you doing? Hello to Silver Snake Designs. Hello. Also, hello to Bori Piano. Hello. How are you? Appreciate all of you all being here for this awesome live stream. So thank you.
I'll say hello to Turbo Newt. Short reviews here. Minecraft Transformers. We have the Elliott family. We have Kit Gaming, Madness on Blitz. We have Art by Emma, and we have Lacey Mill. Welcome. So, why don't we first discuss really quick what the heck, we even do around here, and we'll get into our new tools and everything like that. First and foremost, let me bring up the right screen here. I think that is it. You recognize this. It's the YouTube dashboard. I put it in dark mode because we have dark mode now, and it's the best mode for anything on the internet.
Yes.
And all of our tools work in dark mode, which is great. If you want all of these fancy doodads here, what I need you to do is check the link down below. If you're a new customer, you can get all of our tools, our entire suite of tools. It's called Boost, for 30 days, absolutely free. Link is down below. Woo! You need to install it into your browser, and once you install vidIQ into your browser, you want to authenticate your channel, and you'll have full access to all the things, such as our channel audit tool. Every Tuesday we do channel audits. We're not doing that today, but that's okay, because with the channel audit tool, you can audit your own dang channel until we can get to you on Tuesday. So we have all kinds of different stats here. For example, some of the videos getting the most views per hour on our channel include this live stream that you're watching right here. We have my gaming in 2021, how to start gaming channel in 2021 video, getting over 100 views an hour still to this day, which is awesome. I love to throw that out there. And also videos with a high engagement rate. You might look at these and go, what was it about these videos that had people engaging with them more than my other videos? All of these things are opportunities for you to use this tool to learn and figure out how you can improve your own videos going forward. So I highly encourage you to authenticate your channel so you have access to all this fancy data, and the links are down below. Now, Viper, are you excited to talk about today's brand new tool?
I am, because, I mean, we're both creators, so we know that no matter who you are, how good you are, how long you've been doing a creative journey, there will come a time where you will just be struggling to figure out ideas to come up with for creating videos. So we at vidIQ have crafted this brand new tool called Daily Ideas. And the crazy thing, I'm not gonna get too much in, I'm not gonna spoil too much for Dan, but the crazy thing is that it generates new ideas every single day, which is just mind-blowing.
Yes, and this is great for creators who upload once a day or once a week or once a month, however often you upload. If you're on our boost tier, you get 50 ideas every day. And then if you're on the pro tier, you get 10. And if you're on free, you get 3. You still get 3 brand new ideas every single day pushed to your daily ideas feed, your tool. And you can save those ideas for later and act on them as you see fit. So all of these things, we're going to tell you how to use this tool specifically to grow your channels, because the cool thing about this tool is it works on any of your channels. Point to yourselves right now and go, wait, but I'm a Minecraft channel, or I'm a travel channel, or yes, your channel too.
As The Rock would say, it doesn't matter what your channel is. It doesn't matter.
So here we go. Let's show you what this looks like. The Daily Ideas tool lives in a couple different places, all right? Now, in your channel dashboard, I've zoomed in quite a bit. Your dashboard probably doesn't look as compact as mine right now, but I want you to be able to see everything. So it's on the left-hand side. Once you install vidIQ, all of our tools are here. Daily Ideas is on top. It also lives, I believe, in this little drop-down right here. And if you go to our web app, it lives in there as well. So 3 different places you can see it. I probably should have pulled up the web app. Maybe I'll here. Do you like juggle or do anything while like any hidden talents we don't know about while I pull this up?
Well, I mean, you got all the controls, and I know it's hard because I live stream a lot, so I know how hard it is to do all the things and live stream at the same time. But I mean, I don't know about hidden talent, but I do, as most of y'all, some of y'all are familiar. I talk to you guys a lot on Clubhouse about how to grow on YouTube and things like that. And tomorrow night, I'm hosting a room on Clubhouse at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to talk about what it means to be a YouTuber. This term is thrown around a lot, and I think we need to come to a very good understanding of what exactly it means to be a YouTuber. Because I don't like when like these media outlines or these media outlets, the first thing their headline is YouTuber such and such, YouTuber such and such. They use it as such a general term, and while I get it because that's how the mainstream people understand what a YouTuber is, there's a lot more of it that goes into it than just being a YouTuber. So if you want to talk, if you want to come hang with me about that, and while I talk about that tomorrow night, I'll be talking about that tomorrow night on Clubhouse.
There you go. That was the perfect amount of time as well. That's all I needed.
Oh, we're stalling over here. We're stalling for time.
Please follow us on Clubhouse if you haven't already. You can hang out. Maybe get pulled up on stage. Chat a little bit, ask a question.
Indeed.
Right? You do that on those days.
I do
right?
that. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So the Daily Ideas tool also lives in your web app, which looks a little bit like this. You have all the different channels here. You can see your channel dashboard, which shows you the best times to post and different channels that you've marked as your competitors, all that fun stuff. The top videos right now. So it gives you a really nice overview, and Daily Ideas lives in here as well, which is great. So we have a lot of different ways to access this tool. I'm going to show you
Okay,
what
so
I've been using.
It lives in 3 places. You said it lives in the web app, and what's the other 2 places you said it lives in?
So right here in the sidebar.
Yep. Okay.
And then up here in the real-time stats bar, you can hit this drop down.
Okay.
And hit
also,
ideas.
can I add that if you have a mobile device with the vidIQ app, you can also access Daily Ideas on your vidIQ mobile app. So you're aware of that.
Yes, I actually have that pulled up right now. Let's see if I can put myself full screen here. So I don't know if you could see that. This is like for my Minecraft channel. Boom. And it has different ideas, and you can actually swipe left and right. So
Tinder.
Yeah, exactly. I can save this idea. Focus again. Minecraft and chill. I wouldn't do that, so I would just hit dismiss on that idea. But Minecraft easy sheep farm. Let's see if I could save that. Let's see. I'm doing this backwards.
There you go. There you go.
Minecraft Pocket Edition Skyblock. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going to research that. So I've already gone through just a few of my 50 ideas, and I have some really interesting insights for videos. So I was still doing stuff on this channel. I might start here, or I definitely would start there because I don't know exactly what I would do with this channel anymore. It's kind of my that was a project I did once, and I'm not doing it anymore.
Before we go into it heavy, I think it's important to note that daily ideas is indeed a tool. It's not going to be the
Yes.
cure all for your channel. It's not going to help you grow to a million subscribers and things like that. It's just going to help you along the way. It'll guide you to a different video idea, but don't think it's going to be the cure all for your channel, because that ain't gonna. It's not like that. It's not meant to do that.
Yeah, and the way I always like to, I know a lot of people here in the company describe the tool this way. The way I like to describe vidIQ is if you were to go into a hardware store right now and buy a toolbox, and then put that toolbox in your garage next to your broken car, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. It's not going to do anything because it's a toolbox. You need to actually take the tools out, learn how to use them, and fix your car. So that is the best way to consider vidIQ. Except what's cool about Daily Ideas is it is powered by our new AI, and we like to think of it as a companion, something that you can keep literally, like you saw, in your pocket to help you with ideation of new content. And this thing is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the research for you. So we're going to see all of that here in a sec. So, and again, we do have a Q&A section coming up. I see people are asking questions. Please make sure to write those down. We will get to those here in about, I would say, maybe 20 or so minutes. I'm not putting a hard stop on this section, though. But yes, most of today will be Q&A. So in front of me is similar to what you just saw on the mobile app, this cool little UI here, and we can start saving and dismissing ideas. And these just kind of live, back to back. So we have YouTube SEO, YouTube keyword research, and keyword research. And then there's ideas behind it. Now, I want to focus on this one specifically, so I'm not going to dismiss it or save it, but you can also click this list view and see all the ideas. It's the same. The next idea hidden behind this one is actually this idea right here, YouTube SEO, how YouTube sees your channel. I love that as a title, by the way. I think that's really, really interesting. So I would probably go ahead and save that. And once you save an idea or dismiss it, it lives in one of these two menus. So if I hit save ideas, we have this right here. So we saved a few for later, and we can click on this, and you can do this in the daily ideas menu as well. And you can see, like, where did this even come from? What's going on? And what this is doing is taking videos that are ranking for these particular keywords and showing you how they've performed. You get how many views, how many subs the channel has, how many views that the video itself has, and when it was published. And what this is actually based on is these videos' performances in the last 7 days, or in their first 7 days, rather. So all of these videos had a pretty strong view velocity when they came out. And you can kind of look at these and see, wow, as recent as 6 months ago, someone in our space was covering this topic. That's pretty awesome. But it was 6 months ago, 5 months, or sorry, that's years. Sorry. So 6 months ago, is it time for an update? Can you add anything to this conversation? Those are the questions I would be asking myself. And you can go into each of these videos and see how they're performing as of late. So if we were to click into Annie's video here with our other tools installed, let me pause that. Let them come up here on the right side. We can actually see how this video is performing today. So I zoomed out so much that I can't, or zoomed in so much that I can't see here. We can click on our little historical tab. And we can see that this video, even today, is getting 24 views an hour, which is, that's June. Well, as recently as June, getting 24 views an hour. It's only been tracking upwards. Like, I'm really happy to see all of these stats. This makes me excited. And I think this would probably be a good idea for us to explore. So again, using our tools in conjunction with one another, we see that YouTube SEO, how YouTube sees your channel, might be a good way to look at this. But again, you might not even take this as your title. You might have a way of tweaking this to your benefit, so something that makes a little more sense for you. That's the other thing we want to stress here, is that while these are structured as if they're titles, we encourage you to make adjustments.
Okay, can you go back to the card view real quick?
I'm sorry? The card view, yes.
Card view, yeah. Okay, so I have a question. Why is the top card like orange, red, and the cards under it a different color?
That was a design choice. I'm not sure.
I think I have an answer. I was just wondering if you had an answer.
I'm sure you'll tell me. I'll go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So if we look at the top of that card, it says the view prediction is very high. I'm guessing if you flick that one away and the one under will be just high and not very high. And I'm thinking that's why they have different colors. The different colors correlate to the view prediction.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Yep, because there's high back there, and then we can see 2 cards back. We get to medium. You're absolutely right. That is what that is. Thank you for I was, because I saw the view prediction and I I just, for some reason, didn't click that that's color-coded. That's absolutely exactly what's happening. So we did save this idea. The reason I wanted to keep this one top of mind is because this was the one for today that was rated very high for view prediction. So you look at this, and I wouldn't necessarily title a video this way, but having these things together like this, I'm kind of thinking like, given the video we just talked about, again, YouTube SEO, we want to start digging into this trend of like, oh, people are talking about YouTube SEO quite a bit lately. Is this something that we want to dive into? And so again, we see different videos that have a lot of views from different times they were posted up to, 6 months ago. Think Media has almost 15,000 views here on YouTube SEO basics, how to get views with keyword research. We have our own from a few years ago with 151,000 views. Let's see, 3 months ago, Aurelius here, one of our vidIQ partners, just about 6,000 views on a few months ago. How to do YouTube keyword research to rank on YouTube in 2021. So we're just getting all these ideas for titles. And then it looks like this video here probably dictated a lot of what we're seeing, because you can see YouTube keyword research, and then we have this little separation bar, just like they do, how to do YouTube keyword research and so forth.
So just to reiterate, the daily ideas that populate in the list, they are not keywords. They are titles. They are structured as titles. Now, they will contain keywords, absolutely, but you should be treating them as actual titles. But what Dan said earlier is that even though you could just take that title and use it verbatim, it probably is the best idea just to tweak it a little bit to make it seem more humanistic. So you're actually trying to communicate with a natural human, since that's who you want to watch your video. So you don't want to have a robotic sounding title. So the algorithm or the tool, it might generate a robotic sounding title, but it's up to you as the creator to go ahead and tweak it to make it more human. So be aware of that.
Let's move on to view prediction. So you saw earlier our one video that had very high view prediction, and then we have a couple that here that have high view prediction. And this is what's interesting. So basically, the view prediction is saying if you were to make a video with a similar title to this, cover this topic, it has the potential to get a good amount of views in its first week. Medium, this is all based off of the history of your channel, based off of how the content around you is doing on these topics. But the view potential is all about, hey, these are the things that right now, if you were to cover them, they have the best chance of getting you the most views. At the end of the day, when it comes to how many views you get, when it comes to how many subscribers you get, it still comes down to you. This is not some kind of magic bullet, because you're the one that has to make that thumbnail. You're the one that has to put together that video. You're the one that needs to hold people's attention so the retention charts look good and it continues to get shared. And a lot of the research, it still comes down to you. But now you have a really good jumping off point. In fact, 50 jumping off points a day potentially, which is always helpful.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that number? If you're on the booth plan, 50 ideas a day, which comes out to be about 1,500 a month. That is just crazy. That is bonkers, y'all. That is just bonkers.
I want to show you something else too. So while we've had this tool in our possession, obviously for a while, we've been able to kind of test it. And we've been able to take different ideas provided by Daily Ideas and turn them into videos of our own, videos that were said to have high view prediction. And we get a video like this. So how to remove copyright claims from your YouTube videos in 2021. This was one of the many ideas we got, and we turned it into a video. And you see that it's performing well above our average. The average represented as this gray bar down here. We are well above that. By now, a video on vidIQ would be anywhere between 22 and 44,000 views. And here we are at 160,000.
Yeah, I think that's just slightly overachieving, just a little bit.
Just a little. Another one here. This one's called YouTube Shorts, how to make money with monetization. So monetizing YouTube Shorts, our tool saw this as, a high view potential. And I'm sure you all understand why. YouTube Shorts and monetization are two things that are starting to go together, but it's been taken a bit. And here we are sitting today at 73,000 views, well over our average. We're very happy with the performance of this video. And then we have another one here I wanted to show you, which is almost at 70,000 views, performing very high, again, above average. And the title here is Why Nobody Watches Your Videos and What to Do About It. So all of these ideas come in and we do the research. We determine, hey, the title that Daily Ideas gave me is so close. I'm just going to tweak it that much and we'll see what it does. It's given us an idea to cover a topic at a certain point in time, and here we stand. So we're very happy with the results that we've seen on our own channel using this tool.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Daily Ideas. It's when I look at how long it took to cover that, it wasn't that long. But that is, in a nutshell, Daily Ideas. So you can show all of your ideas. For me personally, I think my favorite part of this entire tool, this entire experience, is actually on the mobile device. And the reason being is because for me, I'm never thinking about video ideas when I'm sitting at my computer. It's always if I'm trying to ideate a video, it's probably after I'm away from this desk. I've been sitting here working all day. Maybe I'm making dinner or whatever. And when you get to the end of a long workday, it's kind of hard to conceptualize a new video. So you pop open your phone and you start looking at these ideas, swiping left and right, and you're finding yourself, if you're like me anyway, you're writing your next video in your mind as you're just looking at this collection of ideas, and you're saving some of them for later. Maybe one really jumps out at you and you just stop what you're doing and go, pop open your notes app and food burning on the stove, but hold on, I gotta outline this real quick.
Yeah, the fact that we have it in the mobile app is very good because, like you said, a lot of us we take our phones everywhere we go. So just to have that ability to be anywhere and be able to go through and rifle through the ideas and come up with new video ideas while we're out on the go or wherever we are, that is clutch. That is definitely clutch.
Have you been experimenting with this tool on your own? I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm just curious.
I mean, I have not made a video using it, but I definitely have been going through the tool, coming up with different ideas. So yes, I have been using it a little bit.
You're pretty happy with the what it's telling you about your channel?
The accuracy is the accuracy of the tool is bananas. Now, there are going to be ideas that have nothing to do with your channel, and that's okay. I saw a comment earlier in here about how somebody said the tool came up with an idea for them to make an apology video. I was just laughing. And that's going to happen again because it's partly still in beta. Well, it might be out of beta now, but it's been in beta for a while. So every now and then they will come up with ideas that have nothing to do with your content, but just dismiss them, and so that way you could just get back to the stuff that really matters.
Yeah, we do want to stress we are still in beta. I should put this back on the screen here so I can show you. If and until this tag goes away, just know that you will see some things that are a result of our AI continuing to learn from you, about you, and about creators in your space as well. So it's kind of nice that especially if you have Boost, you get 50 different ideas to choose from, because there's bound to be a few in the bunch that you're like, well, that's not really going to work for me. But it's okay. I have 48 other ideas here for today alone just to choose from.
Yep.
So do keep that in mind. And you can always leave your feedback as well. I think on the web app, it popped up. It's not. Oh, here we go. Let me show you this. You can absolutely use this button here to leave feedback. You can rate it here. And if you want to go further, you can always email support@vidIQ.com to express any kind of questions or concerns you have about the tool, beyond rating your experience from here. So definitely keep that in mind. And the leave feedback button also exists here as well. And you can include a comment and a screenshot as well. So if it's literally taking the screenshot for me right now, showing what's in the tool, this card that's behind this review card. And so you can leave a rating. You could say, I love this idea and I thought you should see it. Huzzah. And you can submit your comment, which I won't do because that's going to go to a real person. But there you go. So you don't even have to open up your screenshot tools to show whatever it is you're talking about when it comes to daily ideas. So the context is there for the person on the other side. We're definitely happy to help you out. But yeah, what do you think? Should we start taking some questions?
Absolutely. I will say that the one thing that I initially didn't understand, which I learned later on about the tool, is that it doesn't just take your own channel data into account. It takes data from people in your niche and other video ideas that are similar to the ideas that you have done. So it aggregates a whole bunch of data surrounding your videos and your niche, and that's how it comes up with the predictive modeling for how many views the video could get. It's pretty brilliant actually, because if you're just taking your own channel data, then that's not really a good indication of what's going on in the neighborhood per se. So the fact that the Daily Ideas AI, it can assess what's happening in the neighborhood. Oh, clutch, so clutch.
I'd have to go and if I wanted to pull this up, I'd have to make sure it was the right video. But our friend Nate over at Channel Makers, who actually is going to be on our podcast tomorrow, so be sure to catch that episode of Tube Talk. He talked about one of the videos from the Daily Ideas tool that he literally took the idea as a title. He didn't tweak the title. Loved the idea so much, kept the title the way it was, and it's one of his top performing videos right now. So he's very, very happy with the tool, and he already tells a story on his own channel, which I would highly recommend, and he'll be going into some more depth about the tool, and also we talk a lot about creator burnout and things like that in tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Nate is an interesting story because I remember watching this video from 5 months ago when he was doing the vidIQ versus TubeBuddy review or whatever, and he was very critical of the Daily Ideas tool. But we're talking about 5 months ago, so from 5 months ago to what he thinks about the tool today, as you guys were hearing the podcast, night and day, because we have evolved and we have evolved the tool over time, and now it's a lot better than it was back then. So just the work that the team has done on the tool, absolutely amazing. Kudos to all of you all, seriously.
So we have some questions, I believe, coming in. We love it if you start your questions with #question. A lot of people put it in all caps, which is really helpful. Not the whole question, but the #question. There are conversations going on in chat between just some of you all, which is great. We want to make sure we can pick out the questions clearly. So if you could start with #question, like it says at the bottom of the screen there, that'd be awesome. And we're going to start taking some of your questions, specifically Daily Ideas related questions, but we can probably see ourselves getting into more general YouTube questions as well today. So let's start here. Well, hold on. Let me refresh here because I was in a very old section of our chat. So this is a different tool that we're talking about here, but we have, is it Melania Kiss Games? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Is there an optimal number of competitors you should add? For context, I have 4 competitors. Is that good? It's an interesting question. I myself think that it really is going to vary on a case-by-case basis. Do I still have the desktop tool pulled up? Let's see. Let me show you ours, just to give you an example. So this is why it kind of doesn't matter. So like right now, I love using competitors in the web app, by the way, this app.vidiq.com. I love it here so much more because you get all the options are just right here. So what we can do is literally toggle all of these different creators down the list here, one by one by one. And depending on what research you're doing, maybe you don't select certain channels. And we've added to ours. It looks like Rob has added some more since since we've last demonstrated this tool. But maybe depending on the research you're doing, you would not include. These are all great creators, so I don't want to insult anybody. Because I don't know why Hello Canada Magazine is here, I won't include them, for example. But maybe there was a good reason to have them there, or maybe it was a mistake. I don't know, but let's pretend. And so now we have data on only competitors that we really want to see. And this is going to be really, really helpful to us. Everybody's color-coded as you add them to the list, and you get a good idea of their total views. You can check out their subscribers, public videos, average daily views. So you can go down here and find all the different bar charts with all the channels side by side by side by side by side, 30, 60 days, 12 months. So everything is here for you when it comes to the competitors tool. So I would say with using our tool, the optimal number of competitors is as many as you say it is. My rule of thumb for this tool is when it comes to competitors, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Look in your space, figure out who your competitors are, and go from top to bottom in terms of channel size. Find the people who are just starting out, find the people who are at the top of their game, and then find some people in the middle. And what this represents is people you're maybe if you're just starting out, people you directly compete with right now. Then you have the people in the middle tier, the people who most conceivably those are the levels you'll be climbing to very soon. And then the top of the top of the top, the people who I don't know if it'll ever happen to me this one day, but the people at 1 million subscribers, these are going to be the ones I'm going to add them to my competitors list and keep an eye on what they're doing. So to answer your question, I guess, is 4 competitors good? Yeah. Can you add more? Absolutely. Is 4 enough? Sure. It, as with anything, it depends.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that. Let's see where we're at with questions now. Do you have chat pulled up still?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. If I get real quiet, feel free to pull anything you see. All right. Don't feel angry. I'm asking. They just want to know if vidIQ is safe, and obviously yes. We are vidIQ though, so we wouldn't tell you otherwise, no matter what. But yes, vidIQ is safe. The one concern people have when downloading it, and our FAQ on the website does go into detail about this, is that when you authenticate your channel, there is a big permissions window that comes up, and you have to give vidIQ permission for all these different things. This is YouTube's system. It's we need access to all these things so we can give you the best data possible. And YouTube is just letting you know that vidIQ is going to now be able to do these things. But the tool is, there's no ability within it to delete. It's not just going to delete your videos or do any of the horrible things that basically YouTube outlines the worst case scenario. And then we take the questions of like, hey, vidIQ, are you going to delete our videos? No. That would do nobody any good at all. So yes, vidIQ is absolutely safe. All right. All right. Well, let's try this, Viper. Or did you find one?
Oh, go ahead. I did, but you can go ahead.
Okay. Hey, vidIQ, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. And I'm using the software. Thank you for using the software. What is the best section of vidIQ that'll help me on my next video? Well, as with similar to our last answer, it does kind of come back to you. It kind of depends. I would be thinking about where your channel's at today. So let's say you've been uploading some videos and you're not super thrilled about their current performance. I would maybe tell you the channel audit tool so you can take a look, a bird's eye view, like I was showing you earlier, with all the different videos you've published and where they're at in terms of engagement and things like that. Or maybe, like we were showing you today with daily ideas, you're struggling with your next video idea. So you would crack open daily ideas, get some inspiration for videos that have a high potential to get you a lot of views. Viper, what about you? What do you think a good tool is for a first-time vidIQ user?
Oh, so much. I would probably direct you to the keyword rankings. Because obviously when you are coming up with a video idea, you have certain ideas that you might want to do a video about, and you can figure out what those keywords are, and you can see how you will rank for those keywords compared to other competitors in your niche. So I would probably direct you to the keyword rankings and just to see how you will compete there.
So the way this tool works, basically, we've done a whole live stream on this before, so I won't go too in depth here, but I just typed in Minecraft, for example, and you get a really cool view when you on just the search term Minecraft, some related keywords that are ranking really high right now. It tells you the competition score and the overall score. This is similar. We have a scorecard whenever you do a YouTube search, and this is the same data. So it's saying that the words Minecraft hardcore have a lot of competition and an overall score of 40 out of 100. That's not super great. That means a lot of people, since it's so competitive, a lot of people are probably making hardcore videos, and it's going to be hard to rank as like a smaller channel with this. But maybe there's some other keywords you can start punching in here to try and like figure out which you want, something with low competition, but like the potential for a lot of views because a lot of people are searching for it. That's what drives this entire score right here. So that's the keyword inspector. We have a lot of different keyword analysis going on within the tool all over the place. But yeah, so those are some of the places you can start. Great suggestion. All right. Did you find one?
I had one earlier, but it got lost in ether. It'll probably come back. Let's see. The Pew2 has a question. They say certain aspects of our channel are seasonal in a way. Question is, if there's a good video suggestion and you are out of season, would you save it? Oh, absolutely, I would save it because when your season come back in, that's a good idea that you have for a video. So definitely save and hold on to that. Any ideas that you come up with that are out of season, I would definitely write them down so you can have them because again, with it being seasoned and with your content being seasonal, the season is going to come back at some point. Or you know what? You could also maybe make the content or make the video slightly before the season is back in season. That way, when the season comes, your videos are ranking at the top because your content's already out there. That's kind of a little cheat code that I have for YouTube. If you do have content that is seasonal, maybe make the content before the season actually takes place, so your content can be present when people are searching for it. So yeah.
But right now, if applicable, I would be planning your Halloween content. Where we're in mid-September, and I would say you don't want to be uploading a video on Halloween necessarily, but you want to be getting in there beforehand. If you are, let's say you're a bargain hunting channel, maybe you're helping people find bargains on Halloween costumes, decorations, or whatever. You would want to post something like that weeks before Halloween when people would normally be decorating their yards and things like that. Whereas if you're a channel that maybe you're a prank channel, I don't know, just spitballing here, and you want to specifically do Halloween pranks, you might have to wait till the actual holidays so there's people around in costume. Ideally, you'd probably stage that stuff because you don't just prank people in the street. It's kind of irresponsible. But that's a kind of video you'd upload closer to Halloween. So it really depends on your channel, but you could be planning out Halloween content right now. Baking channels, like if you're baking Halloween treats, again, you want to do that well before Halloween so people can actually prepare. They're going to have their families around or whatever it is. So yeah, you don't want to be uploading that right on Halloween. So yeah, seasonal content is always a good strategy. And if you're already thinking of stuff for seasonal events that haven't happened yet, that's even better. Now you're just like stockpiling content.
Can you guys please stop spamming the chat? Because if you guys keep spamming, the chat, I'm going to hide you. I'm going to boot you. So please stop. It's annoying.
I do want to thank our moderators for helping us out today as well. I will put the chat in slow mode. We usually do that for Q&A because we get so many questions. So we are going to turn on slow mode here. We're going to make it 45 seconds. You are allowed to ask your question more than once, but please give us a chance. What we end up doing is like stopping chat for a while and talking on a few questions. So that's why, sometimes we don't get to you right away. So there you go.
Yeah, we don't need you spamming the chat. We will find you.
We will find you.
We will find you.
Just a note, we aren't actually hunting down viewers. Just have to say that for legal reasons, no one's getting found.
But in the chat, we will find you in the chat, okay? All right, let's see what else we got here.
All right, I had one, but now that slow mode's on, yeah, let's see if I can find it again.
All right, so I see one from Oink Oink. He says currently, or he or she says, I'm currently uploading tutorials. Wait, go back.
This one? I'm currently uploading tutorials. What's the best way to find if other content works for my channel too?
Experiment. Experimentation. I mean, as a creator, we have to adapt and change anyway, or I should say we have to be willing to adapt and change. So experimentation is key as a creator. So I would just say experiment with the different types of content that you're thinking about and see what resonates with the audience.
It's also a matter of if you wanted to figure out what content's working, you could lean on daily ideas. This tool is doing a lot of the research for you. It is analyzing different ideas related to the content you're already making. So pop this open, see if there's anything that jumps out at you. And if it's a little bit outside of what you're doing, tutorials, that might be the ticket. That you might think, wait a minute, I wanted to do something other than tutorials, and this idea that just popped up is actually something I'm interested in, and it's outside of tutorials. So definitely lean on this when you are trying to come up with those experimentation, those times you're experimenting with the different types of content. But yeah, you absolutely want to experiment. All right.
Ooh, that's interesting.
What you got?
So, Aditya Copy says, "Hey, what is more important, script or editing quality?" If you're going to script, I'll probably say scripting. I mean, I here's the thing: when you put together a video, you want it to be as concise and coherent as possible, and that goes to scripting. So, how do you craft your ideas, or how do you script it in such a way that you can constantly keep a viewer's attention? Because that's what it's about: constantly engaging with and keeping your viewers' attention, and that goes to scripting. Editing quality, you don't. I mean, especially when you're first starting out, you're not going to be a top-notch editor, and that's okay. But if you can't come up with a coherent video that flows, that's the problem. So scripting will be more important, in my opinion.
I found that when I write a script, my videos tend to be shorter, but I personally like that. I think that with the information I'm presenting, if I can write a script and get everything in there that I want, and I read it, and it happens to be half the length I expected the video to be, I'm just happy. I'm just happy that I was able to get that information out in a nice, concise way. So, and if you're already asking the right questions, if you're somebody who is taking the time to write scripts, you're already doing it right, because a lot of topics could benefit from script writing that don't. And I include gaming in this as well. I think that if you're going to sit down and make a gaming video, especially in today's environment with how competitive it is, you want to, your goal is to try and rank up there with these videos that are, from Goliath channels here. And so you want to make sure that what you have to offer can stand out. And part of that is making sure that you get that to people, that information to people in a nice, like Viper said, just a nice solid way. So yeah, I would say scripting is important. You just want to make sure that you are, at the very least as a video editor, cutting out any fluff. Don't leave any room for people to click away from your video. And that just kind of takes practice.
Yep.
All right. We have a lot of interesting questions here. We have one from Koifish Gaming. Putting 4K and 60 FPS in our titles, would that increase the chance of somebody watching / searchable, or should I leave it out? I do that. I do upload in that resolution and frame rate, by the way. Thanks. Yeah, Viper's shaking his head. I'm kind of with you on this. I think 4K especially, YouTube has a tag for that, and you'll actually see 4K tags pop up under a video, like if in certain spots. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're already getting that, from YouTube itself if it detects your videos in 4K. Unless you're trying to make a video that helps people get 4K resolution at 60 frames a second while they're gaming, or something to that effect, there's no reason to have that in your title. I think let your content speak for itself. People will watch it and see, oh wow, this is really sharp, and leave that very valuable title real estate to the more important aspect. What's the video about?
This is funny to me, because this almost is like the smartphone makers including the 5G in their phones. Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. No, there's no need for that. We know the phone has 5G. My biggest thing is that most people on YouTube, if they see 4K 60 FPS, they don't even know what that is. So why put that in the title? Most people will not know what that means, and it's unneeded fluff. Like Dan said, you don't want to eliminate the fluff, even from the title. You don't want no fluff in the title, so get that out of there.
We talked a lot about titles yesterday during channel audits, and this came up over and over again. We were seeing people use like double titles. They would basically try and use two titles in one. We've seen it all over the place. I'm sure you guys can think of an example. It's usually like, thinking of stuff on the spot today is really hard for me for some reason, but like how to do blank. So how to make a cow farm, Minecraft cow farm tutorial, and they'll just that's their whole title. But there's two titles in there, and the second title is usually truncated. It's usually cut off because it's too long. If you can fit all the information of your title in as short a time as possible, that is the best chance you have. So if you have a sharp thumbnail and then people bother to read your title after seeing that sharp thumbnail, and they get all of the context without having to scroll over and see what's the rest of this title say, that's the best chance to get the click. So 4K and 60 FPS, if I was thinking my titles are too long, that's the first thing I would take out.
Listen to El Jefe, 50 characters less in your title.
Yep. I'm guessing El Jefe is here.
He is here.
Thank you, as always, for being here, El Jefe. We talked about titles quite a bit yesterday. Let's see here. Okay, this is. I want to try. You and I can break down this question, I think, because Maybe we can ask Sticks to reword this a little bit because I'm struggling with it, but I want to tackle it. A competitor struck gold, 100 times the usual views. They were propelled past 1,000 subscribers, but it was off topic. Better to emulate with a new channel or for a different demographic. So if you could give us a little more context, that would help us. But it sounds like what you're saying is somebody who makes similar content to you decided to pivot, do something totally different, and it worked. And now you're thinking about following suit by also doing the same different thing that they did.
Yep, I think you have it exactly right. And here's the thing about that. Obviously, as creator, we are researching and we're looking at what our competitors are doing. And if we see something that's popping off, if we see something that's working, we're going to want to emulate that. But what we are not aware of and what we don't have privy to is the variables that go into what factors went into that video taking off for that competitor. So no matter what you do to emulate that success, you will never be able to emulate it because you don't have all the ingredients to emulate that success. So if you want to do that, if that content that you think you will be excited about making, to answer your question, then yeah, I will probably maybe start that on a new channel and not do that on your main channel. But if you are just trying to emulate the success of that particular video, I think you're going to come up against a hard time because there are so many variables that you're not aware of.
Yeah. That would be because especially if you're enjoying the content you're making now on your main channel, I'm definitely started on a new channel. Because if it's that different, and what you don't want is your regular viewers to, give up on that video, feed YouTube the wrong data, and now you're starting out. Maybe this video had potential, but it was shown to the wrong audience, and so YouTube's like, well, people don't like this video, and they bury it, and now a potentially great video got buried. So it's free. You can start as many channels as you want on YouTube, and I would, if you're going to test something that radical of a change, I would absolutely just do it on a new channel, especially if you're trying to preserve what you've built on this channel. So, I mean, I talk sometimes about the projects I have outside of vidIQ, right? And one of them in particular, I'm noticing that it's not doing as well as it used to, and so I'm already thinking about next steps. And I have two choices. I can upload the new content I'm thinking about on the same channel, which might be some crossover, or I can put it on a new channel. And because of the potential crossover, I am mulling this over. But I think at the end of the day, I'm just going to do a new channel, because if that content takes off, but then interest is renewed in my original topic, it's gonna be really hard to balance those two different things on that one channel. But having two different channels, and I would just make the same amount of content I was always making, just split between two channels, that allows those two things to be separate from each other. And then later on, you can invite your original audience to the new channel. Hey, if you want, I'm also over here. You can tie those things together if you want to do that. But the safest bet in that case would be a new channel. It's, I'm personally experimenting with this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think a pretty easy one here. I upload a dead mobile game, so it doesn't get many views. What can I do to get more views but still upload on that game? Unfortunately, literally nothing. If I were to start a YouTube channel about fixing old Ford Model Ts, while that might be interesting content, there's not a lot of people driving around today in a Model T. Just not. You don't see them anymore. It's crazy. But I love them, and I love making these videos about, fixing up Model Ts. It wouldn't work. If one of your goals is to have a channel that grows to a certain level, you have to be in a topic where there's a ceiling for that. So when I say ceiling, I mean, going back to gaming for a moment, since you are covering iOS, I assume maybe it's mobile games. Oh, you said game, yeah. So Minecraft has this endless ceiling, and that's why so many creators flock to it. It's fun, and there's a lot of potential to have a channel that grows and actually, feeds you for the long term, right? Because if you can make your way in there, you can build this like solid foundation on the back of a solid game. But if you're gonna find a game that isn't doing well, and as someone who's experimented with indie games, I can tell you firsthand, nothing's worse than like putting all your eggs in that basket, only to find that the developers move on to the next project. They don't market the game. There's no, you're completely reliant on what these game developers are doing. We all are if we're in the gaming space. Just like Viper, you're reliant on what happens. If iOS were to stop making phones today, that would be a chunk out of your content, right?
Yep.
Would you continue covering them though?
Probably not.
Right. So it's unfortunate to say that that's the hard truth right there. You got to find a game that you enjoy and that people are playing.
Okay. So this question keeps coming up in chat, so let me address this real quick. So
Sure.
someone keeps asking, any tips on editing videos? Yes. Probably my number one tip is to look up YouTube videos on editing videos. That's how I learned to edit. I did research on how I looked up how to edit videos on YouTube, and I learned how to edit on Final Cut that way. I learned how to edit on LumaFusion that way. But before you even get to any of that, if you want to just like a general tip on editing, basically you want to cut out any dead air. Again, like I said earlier, you want your video to flow naturally. So a lot of times we don't want dead air, or we don't want dead air that lasts like continuously. I would say anything longer than maybe 10 seconds of dead air, you want to cut it out and edit it. I try to cut out all of my just because it's not natural and I want it to be professional. So I cut out and different things like that. But yeah, my best advice is to YouTube how to edit video and let the magic happen.
When you're doing that too, one thing that I didn't do when I was trying to look up tutorials is I wouldn't watch videos where I felt like, oh, I already have that skill set. I would avoid them. And once I started taking the time to watch some of these video editing channels go back to basics, I actually learned a lot. I picked up on a lot of shortcuts in Premiere that I never knew existed that I could have been using for the entire time. And it was simply just getting out of my own head. Like, I already know how to do that. So I would ignore those. I mean, so watch people who give you, if you're just looking for general tips on editing, like Viper said, look up videos, but look up videos that literally cover it from soup to nuts, like the beginning stages of being a video editor. And later, once you have different specific things you want to know, then you can start looking up those specific tutorials. But there are plenty of channels out there that cover video editing front to back. And and if you really want to level up, you can, go out there, look for like Skillshare or Lynda courses or something like that. That's how I learned After Effects. I took a Lynda course on it, and it was about 4 hours. And as a Premiere editor, I did not know After Effects at all, and it was becoming more and more necessary to have some kind of like familiarity with it. And I took the course and I did the work that they give you alongside it, and nothing felt better than finishing that course. It just, out of all the school I've done in my day, like that course was so rewarding because I went into it with a goal and I came out with the knowledge I wanted, and it was directly related to everything I do for work and, in my case, play as well. So,
yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. It's time for we need that like pensive music that we can play for looking for questions. I should probably cue some up.
Oh, wait, I just thought it. Where'd it go? I just thought a question. Okay. So Raisin Drakeon asks, I made a video on I made a how-to video of Minecraft. I got no views. Why? I want to learn from my mistakes. Probably because your title was basic and generic, and there's like 100,000 how-to Minecraft videos. So my first advice would be to your title. It has to stand out. Like, what makes your video different from the thousands of other Minecraft videos out there? And if your video got no views, your thumbnail probably needs work too. So my first suggestion to you will be look at your title, look at your thumbnail, and see how those rank. Because I'm guessing they're probably not very competitive.
I wanted to look at your channel because we're not doing channel audits. I will tell you one thing. I think your channel is just very new because when I look up your channel, you have 104 subscribers, but it's interesting. Typing your channel name does not pull up your channel. I have to filter by channel to find it. If you just filter by, if we take out the filter and we type in your name, you're not showing up anywhere in here. So just so you know, just so you're aware. Maybe that over time that may correct itself as you grow. But how to make a glowberry farm in Minecraft. It could be so. Here's the thing with how-to content. And again, we're not doing channel out, so I'm going to remove your channel. But I just wanted to see it for myself. I like the thumbnail. I like the title. It's nice and short. What you've made potentially is an evergreen video, whereby it's not getting views today. It's not getting views right now, but after a while, you may find that it trends upwards. This has happened to me. I've made Minecraft tutorials, and maybe in the background here, if I have some extra time, I can pull one up for you. I find that if I go back to my old channel, those are performing better than anything else. And at the time, I was disappointed in their performance when they first came out. I was very downtrodden about it. Like, man, I know this is a mod people really like, and people are just not. But I targeted a video for search. So you have to wait for people to come to you, right? I've never heard of a glowberry farm. Maybe you're covering really new content in Minecraft, or maybe it's a mod. It's something not a lot of people are searching for yet, but that's okay because you got ahead of the curve. So you did just kind of put that out recently. So don't be too hard on yourself, and keep going. This is the kind of thing I think a lot of people could benefit from seeing what we just saw, because I saw some other stuff going on in your channel as well. Different, if I wasn't mistaken, different games and things like that too, and because you got Fortnite as well. So you want to go all in. Like, Fortnite and Minecraft are two different things, and that's the other reason you probably didn't get a lot of views in that Minecraft tutorial, by the way, is you've been building up this Fortnite channel with hundreds of views. You took an 8-month break and you came back 3 days ago with Minecraft. So you don't have any viewers established already who watch Minecraft content. And if you're already thinking, this didn't work out, maybe I'm going to move on to something else, don't. Double down on this. I think given the title, the thumbnail, and the length of the video, you're actually doing something right here. Without even looking at the video, I'm already confident that I'm going to learn how to do this in a quick amount of time, and then I get to go back to playing my game. So commit to it. And you don't have to do just how-tos as well. There's other types of content, challenges, and things you could do in between. All right. Sorry to suck all the wind out of that. I got really excited when I saw their title and thumbnail. All right. We're looking for questions. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for our moderators for helping out today.
So I saw a question about how to use daily ideas. It is from Dumb She Talk. There it is. Hey, I'm a small YouTuber who does interviews. How do I use vidIQ and daily ideas I upload weekly? Well, I mean, depending on how many videos you have uploaded, I mean, the tool should be working automatically for you.
Yes. Even if you just post one video, you should be getting now I want to pull up their channel just to see. So your every channel, relatively speaking, should be about something, right? And it looks like, just from a quick glance at your channel, you talk about food and burgers a lot and things like that. So if you're doing interviews, if you're trying to interview people around the subject, around the subject matter of your actual channel, daily ideas as to how to use it for your channel. Literally, let's open this back up, click into it, and start saving and dismissing ideas that are relevant to you and the things you're covering on your channel. Even if something sounds like this might be something, save it for later, mull it over, figure out, well, it was close. How could I tweak the title to maybe fit a little bit better with the things I do on my channel? But daily ideas, like all of our tools, this works most efficiently and effectively when your channel has a clear focus. If you're just kind of uploading videos, like, that are about all different things, if it's one day a gaming video and one day a video about how to brush your teeth and another day a video about your trip to the mall, not only is the tool going to struggle to figure out what to recommend to you next, the viewers who subscribe to your channel are going to struggle to know what your channel's about and which video is going to come out next. They have no idea. So channel focus is everything. I hope that helped.
Yep. I mean, it works the same way for the YouTube algorithm. When your channel has a particular focus, it makes it that much easier for the algorithm to figure out who to put your videos in front of. There you go.
All right. Abdul Plays question. I want to build a gaming community and I want to know how to do that. Is it suggested videos or SEO? If it's suggested, how do I go about making a good one? So sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. It looks like you're about to say something.
No, you are the gaming expert. I'm deferring to you, sir.
Well, I feel like they're asking a couple different questions here. At first, I thought it was a question about how to build a gaming community, which obviously comes in time with building up your channel.
Yeah, I think he's talking about how to. I think he's asking how to build an actual channel though.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So, because you said the word community, I'm going to give you my warning, my general warning for anyone out there building any kind of community. When I hear that word, I think external factors outside of YouTube. You're maybe thinking of starting a Twitter, an Instagram, a Discord server, one of those things. And I always caution that, especially as a new channel, you want to be very cautious. Save all of your screen names on all the platforms for your new YouTube channel, but don't necessarily like, okay, well now I have to use it. I made this Twitter account, so I have to use it. A Twitter account to grow that efficiently, you need to like take time. If you're just dumping your links in there all the time and not contributing to any kind of conversations in any kind of community, you're just creating a link dump, and Twitter's going to like push your tweets down because no one's interacting with them. It's kind of like it's kind of similar to the YouTube algorithm in that way. If you're creating content that doesn't get engagement, it goes away. So same with Instagram and all these things. A Discord server, starting that too soon, you invite the few people who are subscribed to you to this Discord. And what's happened to me, my experience, is that those few people form this really tight bond, and they have their own inside jokes and they have their own clique that they make. And new people come in eventually only to not be welcomed at all. They feel a little alienated and then they leave. So if you start a Discord server too soon and you don't create a very welcoming and open environment, now you're going to suffer in that way too. So make sure you build out your community, your channel, you build all these things outside of it slowly. Let that stuff come as you find the time and resources to manage it. With that out of the way, and that's just general advice for anybody out there. With that out of the way, I would say that targeting SEO or suggested is kind of an interesting way to put that. I think there's a couple different ways to look at it. You can make content that targets search, right? And that's how you get your initial viewers. We'll always recommend that you make content that targets search. You could also make shorts, which goes into a different place on YouTube, and you can hopefully get it on the short shelf and pull people in that way. That would be similar to targeting like recommended viewers, right? Just no one searched for it, but they found it and they enjoyed it. Hopefully they keep watching future shorts. But yeah, I would start with search. Automatically suggested kind of comes into play as you grow. You know what I mean? You can't really, unless you disagree, Viper, I don't think you can really plan for suggested. It's something that kind of happens, as you build out your channel. Yep. So start with search and build out from there.
I agree.
All right. Receive daily ideas that are not related to my niche. Is that because it is still learning my niche? That is very likely what is happening. Yes. And without looking at your channel, there's also like, is your niche too broad? Like maybe you're kind of covering a lot of different things, and the AI is doing its best to like pinpoint exactly what your channel is about. You kind of chuckled there. Is there a thought you had on this?
No, because I talked about this earlier. There are going to be times where the tool will generate ideas that have nothing to do with your content. It's going to happen. Again, the tool is still in beta, as we talked about earlier. So now, if it consistently generates ideas that are not about what you are doing, then that's where we have a problem. But I think there's going to be a time or two where you have like 49 ideas that are relevant, and then you'll have 1 or 2 ideas maybe that are just not relevant. That happens. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will over time. Things are going to continue to improve as you keep uploading content, as you interact with the tool. Definitely use the feedback form we showed you earlier as well. If things are if it's getting it demonstrably wrong, definitely share that with us. We would love to know. And these are all things, as the tool's in beta and still learning about you, and we're still tuning it in the background as well. You're going to see it kind of turn around over time.
What is that email address, Dan? It's support@vidIQ.com, I think what it is.
Support@vidIQ.com. And if not, you can use the leave feedback button in the tool itself.
That's right. Okay, cool. So I want to go address this question from Vixis. And he says, how often should I upload? This is the question I get a lot on Clubhouse. So here's the thing, you all. There is no right or wrong answer to how often you should upload. Your upload frequency literally depends on your lifestyle, about the things that are happening in your life. What I will say, though, is that once you figure out how often you upload, you have to be consistent with that upload schedule. So if you decide you could upload once a week, fine. Upload once every single week. If you feel like you can get 2 videos out a week, cool. But make sure you're uploading 2 videos every single week, or if you're uploading one video every other week, maybe whatever the schedule that you determine, you have to be consistent and stay with it. You don't deviate, because if you deviate, then you might potentially upset your audience. But there's no right or wrong answer to the frequency of how often you upload. The right answer is whatever you decide, be consistent with that, and then that's where the good things happen for you.
Mm-hmm. So we have one here that is kind of interesting. I have 2 niches that I'd like to cover. Is it beneficial to make 2 channels to see what works, or just choose one?
Are they related in any way, or can they be connected in any way? Because if they can be connected in some way, then you could just have it on one channel.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're 2 completely different things, then yeah, you might want to make 2 different channels.
Yeah, it does come down to you for sure. Especially when you're just starting out, that's when you have the most license to really test things out. So if you were interested in only covering one, but you love both equally, let's say, you could start by uploading both topics and just look at the data and see which one seems to be pulling a bigger audience. Because the thing I did mention having a second channel earlier, but I didn't also caution, just like the extra Twitter account and whatever, that second channel takes its own time to manage. So let's say you're somebody who has a job, maybe you have a family, you're already balancing a lot in life, then you add a YouTube channel to it, then imagine doing that again. So that's where the second channel is like, yeah, you can do a second channel. Just think about the resources that's going to take to run, So I wish you luck. I think it's one of those choices. I always tell people, if they don't have time for a second channel, take the thing you love the most and know about the most and make that your channel. Maybe in the future you can branch out as the channel grows to a nice healthy size, but start small, start simple.
Indeed.
Let's tackle this one. Gamer Guide asks, is there a way to get daily ideas to focus on one game? I would say absolutely. That's going to be where it shines the most, in my opinion, in my experience. I showed you earlier on my old Minecraft channel, which I have not posted to in a long time. Now I don't have it up here. Even still, I'm getting Minecraft suggestions and that channel has old content on it, multiple videos from different games, and it's still giving me ideas for Minecraft. So yeah, absolutely, the tool can, as long as you're uploading videos on that one game, it's going to learn pretty quick. Oh, cool, you're a Minecraft person. So there you go. We're still looking at questions. Again, you can ask a question by posting #question and then asking your question.
NGT Raven asks, is there a source to get more daily recommended ideas from vidIQ tool?
Wait, what?
Damn, like I'm stumped. Okay, so I actually so it depends on I think it depends kind of on the vidIQ plan or the tier plan that you have. If you are part of the boost plan, you'll get access to the daily ideas tool no matter what plan you get. But the boost plan also includes when you upload a video, on the sidebar of your video upload, it will have competitor videos and their tags and titles and things like that. So you could get an idea from the suggested competitor videos that show up in that sidebar as well if you are on the vidIQ boost plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's a matter of maybe you're a free user and you're not seeing 50 ideas, it would be because of the plan that you're on. And again, if you've never used it before, you can take advantage of the one-time 30-day free, vidIQ Boost. Try it out.
Telling you all, y'all should definitely take advantage of the 30-day trial. vidIQ Boost is a life changer. Whew. Lovely.
So this is a topic that's been like top of mind for me. YouTube just like dropped bags of money on these Twitch creators and brought them over here. I think it's a very relevant topic. I've transitioned over from Twitch. Welcome. They said the change is refreshing. Any advice for thumbnails for live streaming? Should I have general thumbnails when I'm not set on the game I will play? So there's a channel that I would highly recommend you check out if you're not watching them already. They talk about streaming on Twitch a lot, but their advice is very relevant to streaming at large. They're called Stream Scheme. I really enjoy their content. And here's why I bring them up, because recently they made a video about starting from zero on Twitch, like how would you kind of like build your audience over time? And I'll get to the YouTube thing here. Sorry if this is a bit long, but what they said was that when you're going into your live stream, no matter who you are, no matter what size you are, you should have a plan, a topic in mind. And if you're playing a game, it can be really difficult. Games can be unpredictable. But if you go in with a goal, maybe your goal is you're going to beat this boss on extra super duper hard mode, and you're not going to stop streaming until you do. If that's your goal, then you have your title and your thumbnail sorted. If we're streaming on YouTube and you can put titles and thumbnails like that. On Twitch, you can't put thumbnails. So that's coming back to YouTube now. You would do the same strategies you would on Twitch, except you would have a solid goal to drive towards. So that just kind of comes down to you as a broadcaster. Like, how are you going to engage your audience? And you're probably already implementing some of these tactics. The reason I say this is because even though a lot of creators would recommend on YouTube, yeah, just make one nice eye-popping thumbnail and use it over and over again with maybe a subtle tweak or something. While you can do that, I still personally believe in the idea of taking full advantage of the thumbnail that YouTube lets you put, that you couldn't get on Twitch. And if you have the time and capacity to make that thumbnail unique for every live stream, do it. Do it and focus it on the goal for that day's live stream. So that is my advice there. Welcome to YouTube streaming. I do hope you, it seems like you are already enjoying yourself, and I hope you love it.
Indeed. Welcome to the fun.
Yeah. Stream Scheme. Great channel for streaming tips. Also, Alpha Gaming. They talk about live streaming quite a bit, and they do a lot on YouTube as well for live streaming. All right.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Might be looking at the same one. Which one?
S. You looking at S?
Let's see. There's a few. All too often, I see people posting about one video taking off and afterwards making similar videos on that topic. Now, 6 months later, their channel is pretty dead. How can you prevent this? If you want to start with this one, I can pull up an example here.
Sure, I can start. You can prevent it from stop chasing the rabbit. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Here's the thing, like, everybody wants to go viral, but not everybody is ready to go viral. There are levels to going viral, right? So if you go viral off of one video, then your natural inclination is going to be to continue to make content that got viral in the hope that it too will go viral. Well, if you're like, let's say you have like a gaming channel, but for whatever reason you made a video about gym shoes, and that gym shoe video went viral, then now you're trying to make more gym shoe videos. Of course, the channel's gonna die. It's a gaming channel. You're making videos about gym shoes. It's not gonna work. So you have to be careful about the content that you are putting out there, and especially you have to be careful if you have something out there to go viral and it's not something that you intended to go viral, because a lot of people go viral by accident because they go viral making content that, you know, they just felt like making in the moment, or they just wanted to try something different, but it's not something that they're really into. And that's where a lot of creators get stuck. They go viral and now they're stuck because they're trying to reproduce that viral moment, but that their heart's not into it. That's not what they really want to do. And it shows, and then you're just in a situation that you don't want to be in. So I would just say be careful.
Mm-hmm. Definitely be careful. I love that advice. I want to show you a little bit of a story here. There once was a creator named Jonk who memed us to death. And we noticed Jonk a long time ago. He may even be here. He attends a lot of these live streams, and he likes to make these really cool stickman animations. And he was animating us. And Rob specifically saw like this potential. He's like, "You're going to blow up. It's just going to be a matter of time." And a month ago, maybe a little more than that, and we had Jonk on our podcast to really talk about this. Jonk made. Uh-oh. It's playing in the background. How do I make it stop? Help. Okay. I have to open that again. I apologize. Because it started playing and I couldn't pause it. Go away. Don't play again. So Jonk's channel, 33,000 subscribers. He was not at 33,000 subscribers a month ago. He gained like 30,000 subscribers practically overnight because of this video, the KSI show in a nutshell. It was this one-time show that you had to buy tickets to, and he watched it and decided on the spot to just kind of make a review of it or do an overview of it. He can explain it better than I can, obviously. And from there, proceeded to get hundreds of thousands of views. Like so. And now, second video, 15,000 views. Now, there's more when he covers KSI and tries to chase the rabbit, as you so poetically put it. He sees a significant bump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he does other things, KSI confirmed Logan Paul versus KSI 3, kind of interesting, kind of on the same KSI topic, but then it's like, should YouTubers make songs? 18,000 views. Compared to this, are we looking at a dead channel? Are we looking at a dead channel? And the reason we're not is because look where Jonk was just a couple weeks before that. 719 views. There's no K after this. 719 views. We have 4,000 views here, 2,000 views here. People have been going through his back catalog now, I think, but we have some 411 views, 460 views. Jonk himself was concerned about this. Like, do I only cover KSI now? And, you know, all of us were encouraging him, no, just do your thing, man. Like, do your thing. And now he's consistently getting much higher view counts than what he did, as you saw months ago. A lot of like 2,000 views here and there, but occasionally he covers something like Rick and Morty, 10,000 views. So Jonk is going to continue to see views like this where he has these little viral moments. And then he tries something else. Fortnite Season 7 event in a nutshell. 2,000 views, but it was 2 days ago. This could still climb. So is this a dead channel because of this one video that got almost 1 million views? It probably will hit 1 million views at some point. No. Jonk's basically upped his own like ceiling. So he was getting hundreds of views, and now when he posts, he gets thousands of views. So you have to take those successes at, you know, and understand that sometimes you're not entitled to more views just because you had that one moment. I know I trailed off at the end, but I'm thirsty.
Gotta hydrate, man. We gotta hydrate. I tell you all the time. You're gonna be live streaming for a long period of time. Stay hydrated.
We almost have an hour still of questions to answer. So thank you all for your questions. I promise I'll try to keep drinking water here. I'm running slightly low.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I'm seeing this question again. Abdul plays. We did answer your question, so be sure to go back into the history of the broadcast. And
we tackled that. We did.
Yeah. So I think people get into this mode of copying and pasting, but they're not really paying attention to what's going on sometimes. So
you gotta pay attention, baby. You gotta pay attention.
Yep. All right. So I saw this one earlier from Shrek. It was kind of like Shrek, sort of. What should I focus on more, the audience or the algorithm?
Audience.
Shrek with 2 G's. Yes, I think this is a slam dunk for us. It is audience. 100 million% of the time. I never want you to focus on the algorithm because Viper, because you're geared up. So I'm throwing it at you.
What if I told you the audience is the algorithm? Face! Y'all see his face! I love it. I love it. Yes. Everybody wants to talk about the algorithm like it's some mythical being, but what you're really talking about is the audience. The algorithm in itself is a measurement of human behavior. Mm-hmm. It's literally how the audience is responding to your content. That's all it is. So again, you want to cater to the audience.
Yeah.
I love that.
What? The algorithm is designed to give the viewer the best possible viewing experience, because when does YouTube make money? Does YouTube make money when you push them over your Twitch channel? No. Does YouTube make money when you tell them to follow you on Twitter? No. YouTube makes money when people stay on their site and watch ads and buy premium and spend money on memberships. That's how YouTube makes money, keeping people on YouTube. And the best way to do that is to learn their viewing behavior and serve them content that makes it impossible for them to stop watching YouTube. It sounds evil when you put it like that, but it's just how all of these companies function. You know, we keep people on the platform, and that is why I love YouTube so much, because YouTube gives us the community tab, which is a social media feed built into your channel. Once you hit soon 500 subscribers, YouTube gives us stories when you hit 10,000 subscribers. Maybe one day this will come down to this requirement. Just like Instagram stories and things like that. You can show people behind the scenes. So again, another kind of social media type feed. You already had videos. Now we have shorts like TikTok. YouTube is trying to, in streaming, they're trying to cover everything in all different angles so people stay on YouTube. And the algorithm that's what it's designed to do, is to serve people up the things they love. If you constantly watch live streams on YouTube, before you know it, your home feed's full of live streams, full of all these different creators you've seen, or creators YouTube thinks you like based on other people who watch those creators. So cater to an audience. And that's why we say an audience too. I should probably point that out. Why we go on and on about channel focus, because you want to target an audience who likes a thing. If you try to be all things to all people, how's that algorithm supposed to play on your side, on your team? It doesn't know what to suggest. It doesn't know when to suggest your videos to you. So people, audience, like this is why don't title videos for the algorithm. Make them human readable.
Yep.
We can go on. I think we could do the whole live stream on that question. I think. I'm glad we got rid of their name, because I feel like we were like putting a target on their back. We weren't trying to like bash it. We get that question a lot, actually. So I apologize for the fanfare around that answer, but audience is the simple way. In short, TLDR, audience.
There you go. Also, shout out to our amazing moderators in the chat, man. Y'all are handling business. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. All right. Ooh. Okay. Connor, what's the best way to get people to actually comment and interact with your videos? For instance, I have a video with 17,000 views and 8 comments. Yeah. Well, I'm going to relate this to the community tab, actually, because when I started playing around with the community tab, I had a goal, which was I want these posts to get engagement. How do I do that? So you can use the community tab to promote yourself and say, hey, later today, I'm making this video, or which game do you think I should play? Or, right? You can do that self-serving stuff, or you can make the community tab provide interesting thoughts, opinions, questions, and things like that. Things that people will inherently interact with. So I was designing polls that would get comments because I didn't put enough answers in the poll options. And there wasn't enough room, right? Some of the questions you can ask could be infinite answers. So the last option was always other, comment below. And the polls would get hundreds of comments. After I grew the community tab, there's momentum there that you have to build. Your videos can do the same thing. That's kind of what I'm getting to. So ask people a question, but ask a question about them. If your questions you're asking are like, what video do you guys think I should make next? That's more about you. Like, ask them a question about the topic at hand, but about them. We should try that right now, Viper. Like, we should try to ask a question just as an example to our audience right now. How many subscribers do you all have on your channel? Please let us know in chat right now. And
while you all do that, let me tackle it from my angle. So there are 2 elements to this question. The first one is call to action. If you have a 17,000 view video with only 8 comments, I'm going to guess that there are no calls to action in your video. So you're like, Viper, what is the call to action? Basically, what I'm saying is that somewhere in your video, you should be asking your viewers to do something, or asking them a question, or directing them to do something. Like if you have like a certain opinion about something in the video, you can say something like, let me know what you think about that in the comments below. So that's a call to action. The other element is that you need to create an emotional response for your audience. About a month or 2 ago, I made a video saying that the Xbox Game Pass could put the PlayStation out of business. And that had PlayStation fanboys up in an uproar, because we know how crazy these fanboys get over their console. So I had the most comments out of any video I've ever done in my life on that video, because the title alone elicited that emotional response with the PlayStation fanboys. So if you can make a video that elicits that emotional response, you will definitely get all the comments you can handle. But the other way, like I said earlier, is include a call to action in your video.
Yeah. Thank you all for sharing your subscriber counts. And the reason, the reason I chose that question is because I know that we as a YouTube growth channel have an audience interested in YouTube growth. So when we ask questions like that, we're asking a question of an audience who we've learned a lot about. We know that they are happy to share their subscriber counts with us and talk about you know, especially their goals too. If I had asked you guys what is your next subscriber milestone you're working towards, that would have elicited a lot of different responses too. So, you know your audience is really what this comes down to on that level. And Viper made a great point. Calls to action. Sometimes it's a matter of, did you ask them to comment? Did you prompt that response? Maybe you're like, yeah, dude, I already know to ask them about them. That's great. But did you? You know, so I think we hit that question from both sides, which was awesome.
Y'all think we flexing now? Wait till we hit 1 million. There's gonna be some massive flexing going on the channel, especially if I'm working that day. There's gonna be some flexing going on. Hey, wait.
All right, let's see. Looking at some of our more recent questions here. Okay, this is kind of interesting. How do you get a game you don't record anymore off your daily ideas? As I only have 3 ideas, and they're about a game I don't record. I'm gonna say because
Swipe
of
left.
yes, swipe left. Dismiss the ideas first of all. Definitely do that. And then I'm gonna say that if it's still happening, if it happens for a long time, contact support. Let us know as well. We'd be very curious to know about that. But as I explained earlier, my Minecraft channel had other games on it, and now I only get Minecraft recommendations. It's a matter of just doing that thing, and you're basically teaching not only the YouTube algorithm but our algorithm. I do Minecraft now, or I do this other game now, you know, and so it's going to learn over time. So yeah.
Okay. I thought something. I want to address it, but now I lost it.
Lacey Mill, while you look for that one. So I'm doing pretty good, I think. I'm a kid, but I have 285 subscribers in Minecraft channel. Congratulations. Does privating old videos do anything bad? You don't want to be bullied because of old videos. So this is I think kind of an interesting thing. So you've made some content that you feel like you don't want to deal with the comments on it. You maybe you feel like you've improved. No, I would say privating videos isn't the way to go. I always say unlist videos, because when you private them, what tends to happen is it pulls all of the data off the video, and then your YouTube analytics just look really wonky, which makes it hard for you to, it'll repair itself as you upload videos over time, but it just makes it hard to read them when you look at your charts and they all have this downward spike, like you just lost thousands of views because you privated all these videos, and you're like, what happened here? Well, videos that had views and data attached to them were practically deleted. So I like to unlist videos, get them off of playlists so they can't be found. And no, if old content you feel like is weighing you down for any reason, it is a totally, I would say, healthy, normal thing to do for a YouTube channel to unlist that content, especially if it's bringing in an audience not representative of the audience you're trying to build today. A great example would be if you were to switch games on your channel, on your gaming channel, and one of your old gaming videos is still bringing in new subscribers, but you're done playing it, you might think about unlisting that video.
There you go. So I found a question. Kevin plays the first as, how would you describe a perfect thumbnail?
Ooh.
And this is kind of hard because it depends on niche, because the thumbnails are definitely niche dependent. Like I may take videos. So a lot of times if I'm doing a product review in the tech space, the thumbnail should showcase the product first and foremost. But I think a general rule for me as far as thumbnails go is that, number one, you want to craft a thumbnail in such a way that it creates an element of intrigue, as Hefe would say, an element of mystery. You don't want to give away the whole video premise in the thumbnail. Same way with the title, really, but especially in the thumbnail, you want to make the thumbnail in such a way that it makes a potential viewer curious about what the video is about. Mm-hmm. Or if you have your face in the thumbnail, if you have one of those YouTube shock faces, like, oh, people are going to want to know why you have that look on your face, so it's going to make them curious to click on the video. So crafting your thumbnails in such a way that has that element of mystery to it, I would say, is a good rule of thumb for me.
Mm-hmm. Look in your space and take a look at the thumbnails related to the topic you're trying to cover. In the background, I was pulling up your channel. It looks like you are playing like Minecraft Hardcore. So literally what I would do is I would go here and I would type in Minecraft Hardcore, and we take a look at the thumbnails in this space for videos that are ranking #1 for this term. And you have some really bright, colorful thumbnails with text that's easy to read. And there's activity. There's things going on in these thumbnails They're clearly outlining what the video is about. I know this one's going to be about making a farm. I'm not even looking at titles right now. This one says 1,500 hours, and I know it's going to be an epic build that we're going to get to see because they've been playing Minecraft hardcore for that long. That's pretty impressive. 100 days in hardcore from Mr. Beast. So these, I would say, are great thumbnails. Each one that we're seeing conveys like a simple idea, just one simple idea. And thumbnail works with title. So, I'm trying to find a good example here. Day 1, day 100, and then the YouTuber's face. I gave 100 players creative mode on my server for 100 days. That is a really interesting concept. I stopped scrolling because of this really unique looking thumbnail. Day 1, we see something that's kind of okay, and then we see this crazy mega impressive build. And then you look at the title, like, what's this about? How to build a pyramid? No. Even cooler. I gave 100 players creative mode on my server for 100 days. So that's, to me, that when we talk about what's the perfect thumbnail, it's a thumbnail title combo that tells a story.
Yes.
All right. Let's refresh chat here on my end so we can actually see what recent questions are coming up.
So evolving with Etta asks, do relationship channels seem to be a good niche for YouTube? Oh, absolutely. Anything that involves human emotion, as long as it's in a positive light, because YouTube kind of frowns on the negative stuff. But if it's a positive light, yeah, you will definitely have good success on YouTube with that.
Mm-hmm. Best of luck there. I think this is a mindset question. I think we can talk a little bit about subscribers and what they actually mean these days with this question. Is gradual growth better than rapid growth? I've been on for 3.5 months, and I'm going up around 3 to 5 subs a week, currently sitting at 93. So first of all, that's a lot of channels at the 3-month mark. You said 3.5 months. Might not be approaching 100 subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes channels go a long time. That first 100 subscribers can take months for people.
Yep.
So you're doing something right there for sure, which is awesome. Congrats on almost 100 subscribers. I would say, and we'll love for Viper to weigh on this as well. Growth is being measured in the wrong place right now. And I know a lot of people, we do it too. We kind of look at subscribers, right? That's just the metric that's always in everyone's face when they go to a channel. How many subscribers? How many subscribers? It's a fun metric to watch go up over time, but when you think about it, the subscribe button is essentially the like button for your channel. And what does the like button do in any video? It lets you hit like one time and one time ever. Your like counts for one like, and you like that video forever, for eternity, forever and ever, even if you forget about it 10 minutes later after hitting the like button. It's the same with the subscribe button. If somebody subscribes to your channel, they've hit that subscribe button one time ever, and hopefully your videos continue to show up in their feed, but eventually, depending on their subscriber age, how long they've been subscribed to you, they might lose interest for one reason or another. Maybe they're no longer interested in Pokemon. It seems like you might cover Pokemon, so maybe they lose interest in Pokemon. Maybe another creator comes along that they're sadly more interested in. There's all kinds of reasons somebody as a subscriber would not watch your content anymore. And when they stop watching, even though they're subscribed, YouTube stops recommending it. Like, they don't really like this channel anymore. I'm going to recommend the new channel, the new thing they're into. What you really want to look at is returning viewers. That is a much better indicator of growth. Viper, if you want to speak to this, I can pull that up.
Yeah. So the thing about growth is that we all look at it differently. And I would say it's probably not the best idea to judge your worth or your growth based off the subscriber count, because there are so many different variables that go into it. And a lot of times we get caught comparing our progress to other channels and their progress. And that's just the wrong way to go, because again, you don't know what they're doing. They could be buying stuff. They could be doing different things that you don't, maybe they have access to stuff and resources that you don't have access to, or they're doing things that you wouldn't do. So it's hard because, again, like Dan said, the first thing when you go to these channels, you got the subscriber count in your face. But I think I think you have to look deep within you to figure out what you measure as success. What is success to you? I would say don't hinge it on subscriber count, because that's just not a good way. My favorite thing I like to say to especially new creators is that as long as you are better than your last video, that is growth in itself. That means you are becoming a better creator. You are going to gradually get better over time. And then you'll eventually get to a point where you'll be making your 100 or 200 video, and you'll look back on your first video and you'll be like, who the hell is that? Get him out of here. So yeah, I would say just try to focus on different things as far as growth, because growth can mean a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people, but don't try to base it only on subscriber count, because that's not a good look.
This is my favorite metric on YouTube, because we all want to measure our channel size as a whole, right? Because I could tell you should be focused on the views each video gets, and hopefully you're on an upward trend there. And that is certainly a way to measure growth. This is doing a lot of that work for you. We're not focused on subscribers here. We're focused on returning viewers, people who come back to watch your content, whether they're subscribed or not. So in the last 28 days, vidIQ has had 250,000 people almost return to the channel. Now, as you can see, we're about to hit 1 million subscribers, but only a quarter of our viewers today at present are returning viewers. And we're not ashamed by that or anything, because at one time or another, everyone who subscribed to this channel has given it their seal of approval, but that's the problem with subscribers. They are, in the moment, right? And then time goes on and things happen and they bounce. So this is a much more realistic metric, and we can look at this. We can sort this by 90 days. And we can see in the last 90 days, we've had 500,000 people return to the channel, which is awesome. I'm very encouraged by that. And when you put your cursor on this, it shows you. So for this day, Monday, September 13th, we had 24,000 returning viewers. We had almost 28,000 new viewers to the channel. And think about that. If a new viewer watches your channel once and they come back, they are a returning viewer. So as I understand it. So, that almost 28,000 brand new people found our channel for the first time and watched something on it. Like, that's so cool. So this is what we look at now for measuring where our channel is currently at. Just one of the many things, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you would probably just go to your analytics and see how many views you got in a time period as well. And a good thing to do for anybody, sort this by 90 days, sort this by 365 days, and see the change. I mean, back in November, let's look at back in like a year ago. So in September of last year, on September 22nd, we got 85,000 views. And that was last year. September 6th, we got 90,000 views, right? So we can see there's been a slight improvement around this time, last year. So this is always a better way to kind of look at how your channel's performing.
Excellent. Just very excellent.
Thank you for your questions. We're still taking your questions for a little while longer. This is a question for you, Viper.
About the we have a Viper question. We're looking at the same one. So Connor wants to know, as a small YouTuber, how do you collab with other YouTubers and maybe get sponsorship? Ooh. The sponsorship thing, I'll say that for later. But how do you collab with other YouTubers? It's all about being involved in their communities, right? Because you want well, I shouldn't say you need them, but you want them to be aware of who you are before you ever reach out for a collab, because that makes it that much easier. So make sure you're involved in their live streams, you're involved in their video comment section. Maybe if you have a Twitter, or you can find other social media accounts that they're active on, maybe interacting with them on those social media accounts. But you want them to be aware of who you are, because that makes it much easier to ask for a potential collab. The other thing I will advise you to do is be patient. Especially if you're trying to reach out to a larger creator. We busy, man. I'm not even a large creator. I could speak for all of them. We busy, okay? We busy AF. So if you reach out and you don't get a response immediately, it's not the end of the world. Give it about a week, give it 2 weeks, and then try again. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to be spammy. You don't want to bug people. You don't want to be a jerk about it. Just be cordial, be genuine, be patient, and sooner or later, someone will get back to you. The other thing that I will caution, or I would advise you guys, is if you are trying to reach out to a bigger creator to do a collab as a smaller YouTuber, They're going to check your channel. They're going to check your social media. They're going to make sure that you are above board. It's almost like a background check, but it's not really a background check, but it is a background check in some ways. So they're going to vet you. They're going to check you to make sure that you're about that life. And make sure that you're not doing anything that could potentially hurt your brand or make you look kind of like a jerk in the eyes of your fellow creator. So just be aware of all of these things. But I guess my best advice is to be patient with people because as creators, we are very busy. But be patient and let it happen. And eventually, it will happen. So just be patient and be nice.
Mm-hmm. We have one here.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot to answer the second half of the question about the sponsorship. As a small brand new creator, you're probably not going to get sponsorship because you're too new. But what you can do is you could post content relating to a certain brand that you want to work with. You could post content like tag them on social media. Let's say you have like a Samsung or an iPhone and you want to make a video about that product. You can make a video about that product, and then when you post that video, tag the brand so they could be aware of who you are. Here's the thing that some people don't think about. We always talk about getting paid and doing sponsorships and things like that. But here's another nugget, though, and you might want to take notes on this one. What if I told you that working for free in the beginning could get you paid in the long run? I'll leave it at that. I'm going to leave it there.
So there you go. One here from Jensen Jupiter. I've been studying a lot about how to get higher audience retention, but I'm curious about how I would increase my CTR and ensure each video is better than the last. So two different things. So I would say retention is when you're focusing on each video being better than the last, right? That's when you're, worried about your editing, how holding people's attention, and, having a lot of like pattern interrupts in the video, right? You're trying to get people, engaged so they don't click away too early. The CTR comes down to title and thumbnail. Part of that is also subject matter. If you're covering something that people are actually interested in too, that's part of it. But yeah, title and thumbnail at the end of the day is CTR. So if you want to improve those things, I would say it takes practice. Jensen Jupiter, we have seen your channel in the past during these Q&A sessions and stuff. I pulled it up in the background just to look. And I was surprised to see there hasn't been a lot of content made. It looks like 2 weeks ago was the last thing you did and you streamed. And then from there, a lot of your content was posted a month ago. So the other thing I would tell you, just looking at the history of content in the last month or so, is practice. A lot of this comes down to like literally just making content, making videos, thinking about titles and creating thumbnails. And it's a skill you build over time. One thing we don't talk about here a lot, because we're very tactical at vidIQ, we don't talk a lot about the patience involved with YouTube. No matter what niche you're in, no matter how you play the game, every new channel has a period of like, boy, there's not a lot happening here.
Yep.
Wish I could, grow. And that just comes with just patience and practice and effort. And while I don't want anyone here to burn out, it is true that the more videos you post, the more shots at the target you've taken. You've casted a wider and wider net. So it helps to continue to upload videos. So there we go.
Patience is key.
Mm-hmm. All right. Refreshing.
All right, I'm gonna ask a question because this is another question that's been asked repeatedly, but I don't know too much about it, so I'll throw it to your way, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So Merlin Odyssey asks, does the change in RPM affect the views that are already counted and paid as revenue? Oh, if they're already paid as revenue, then no. I mean, if you already got paid or whatever, if it's already been counted as revenue, then you're talking about no. That doesn't really count for anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. If you were paid or revenue is being accounted for, that is likely your revenue. They're not going to like pull that away. So it's kind of hard. I'm not really sure what they're asking here. At first, when I saw the question, I thought they were saying, does the RPM affect the potential views a video can get? I would understand that question, which I would also say no, it does not. But yeah,
my answer would be whatever revenue. If the revenue has already been counted, then it's done. And if the RPM changes, then it's changing for future views that you're going to get. It's not going to change the views that have already been accounted for.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, sorry if that was not super clear.
Oh, we got Kanye. What's up, Kanye? How you doing? He says, "Are YouTubers using psychology to gain views and clicks?" I certainly the hell hope so. I mean, that'd be a good idea because again, part of reeling in that potential viewer is psychology and establishing that emotional connection to a potential viewer to get them to want to click on your video. So yes, you should be using psychology to gain views and clicks. Absolutely.
Would you recommend Google Ads and Sprizzy to promote? I don't know what Sprizzy is, but no.
No.
If it's a paid ad service, no. YouTube, the whole point of these live streams every week, the Tuesday channel audits and Wednesday Q&A, we're always trying to tell you how to grow on YouTube. We're always trying to help you get more views. And we would never advise to spend money on YouTube ads just for any old video. YouTube ads are great if you have a product or a service like locally that you're trying to sell, but to take maybe a gaming video or just one of your generic kind of, garden variety bits of content on your channel, right? There's the thing you always do, and just make an ad out of it. Yeah, you'll see the views kind of tick up on that because you literally paid YouTube to show it to somebody. But oftentimes we've seen this ourselves. No one's clicking into the video. Nobody's engaging with the video. You're not earning any kind of long-term viewership from the people who are presented that video. And usually what they're trying to do is skip the ad to get to the thing they actually watched. Because think about when an ad is presented to somebody. It's when they were searching for something else and they were forced to watch something before they got into the content they were actually searching for. And that's no way to build an audience. It's a great way to sell products and services. It is no way to build an audience on your YouTube channel organically. And YouTube is capable of pushing your videos wherever you need them to go. It's just about finding your audience and then creating a clickable title and thumbnail and engaging content. And again, kind of comes back to practice too.
Hope we all appreciate the fire that was just dropped on y'all.
All right, we have time for a few more questions. We got some time.
Yeah, I want to reserve the last 5 minutes to send a special message out, so we can make time for that. That'd be great.
5-minute message.
Oh yes,
that's a long All right.
Oh yes.
All right. Let's see. So we'll do 5 minutes of questions and 5 minutes of one special message. Let's see here. Oh, this is about returning viewers. Flaming Shane asks, I'm able to get more return viewers, and my purple and blue lines have crisscrossed over 5 times in the last 28 days, which is awesome. But my views seem to be stagnant or sometimes dip. Should I continue or change ways? So what Flaming Shane is talking about here is that graph I showed you all earlier with returning viewers. Let me pull it up again. So when you say the lines are crisscrossed a number of times, you're kind of seeing what that looks like here. We're zoomed out though. Let's zoom back in. We have a couple of those moments where we like to think of this like my analogy for this is a DNA strand. If you can get these lines crisscrossing each other a lot, that means you're bringing in a healthy amount of new viewers while also attracting a lot of return viewers, and that's kind of a good symbiosis. But ultimately, you want both of those going up and to the right. You want those going in the right direction. If you're feeling like it's kind of stagnant, I'm trying to put myself in the viewer's shoes as to why that would happen, because that must mean you're losing returning viewers. That's the only reason those two things would be happening and it's still going down. And if you're losing returning viewers, it might be because, like we talked about earlier, maybe there's old content on your channel that is no longer relevant to the new content you're making. And so people are watching that old content. So you're getting views, which is great, but you're not keeping them around because the stuff you're doing today is not the same. When they see the title and the thumbnail pop up of your latest video, they don't click on it. That's the only thing I can imagine that's happening. And if that's the case, then the answer to your question would be yes. It's time to test something new. It's time to try a new strategy. All right. It's harder that looking at the channel. Koifish Gaming. I'm currently making a video that was recommended to me via Daily Ideas. In order to maximize its impact, should the title exactly match the recommended title? It depends on what the title is and what the video is. We told a story earlier about Nate from Channel Makers. He decided to keep the title. He was very happy with the results. I know for videos we've done based on daily ideas, we've tweaked the titles to be more in line with the way we would normally word things. We do our own research and we kind of compare and contrast. But think of daily ideas as something to give you an assist, on that concept of the video. So that string of words it gives you, that title, that is not law. You are allowed to and encouraged to conform that to, the interests of your audience. You know your audience better than anybody else, including a YouTube algorithm. So, be confident in your ability to take that title and mold it, So I guess this is the example of the title. Shadow Dancer Long Play, Sega Mega Drive, 60 FPS was the title. I would say, because earlier you had talked about keeping 60 FPS in there, the AI might be seeing you do that a lot and putting that in there because, it sees you doing that a lot. And our advice earlier was try not putting 60 FPS in there because it doesn't really mean anything to anybody. So that I would take that out. And if Shadow Dancer Long Play Sega Mega Drive makes sense to you, I don't know what that means, but again, I'm not your target audience. If that makes sense to you and you like the way that is as it is, keep it. Or maybe you don't want the brackets there, so you remove those. But yeah, it does come down to you at the end of the day. There is, we would encourage you to adjust as you see fit. All right. Harrison Sawyer, I changed my title and my thumbnails as you suggested. However, the videos are still getting around the same amount of views. Any suggestions? I do baseball stadium videos. I wonder if this was the channel I looked at before. I'm sure you might have something to say about this one, Viper, if you want to jump in.
Let's see. Change title and thumbnails, like the just over the videos and still getting the same amount of views. Unfortunately, sometimes a dead video is a dead video. There's nothing that you can do to change that will get the video views, because sometimes some of these videos are all about timing. And if your video is just passing time, no amount of change that you can do to resurrect that video.
Yeah, I was just looking at the channel in the background. I think you are perhaps the creator that we looked at for one of our videos recently. I'm not finding the video I was specifically talking about in my review of this channel. So this might be a different one. But I do like these thumbnails. I think these are very clear, clickable thumbnails. So because I like these thumbnails, I would say the next bit is to focus on the stuff that's working and read into that data. So 2021 SF Giants postseason hype. This video has 516 views compared to the videos you posted. These were posted like right on top of each other too. I wonder if that also isn't doing you any favors because you posted them an hour apart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you post a lot of videos in one day. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Separate your videos out a little bit more. Give when you have a video that is performing above average, and I don't know, maybe this is not above average for you, but I would say compared to these, give this video a chance to breathe a little bit. You only get 3 notifications a day to your subscribers too. After that, it stops notifying people. So posting multiple times a day can be test it. If you really like posting multiple times a day, test it. It looks like you've been doing that for a bit and with like different bits of success. But ultimately, these videos that have an exceptional amount of views compared to some of the other ones, I would be looking at the data on this, figure out did people find this in search? And if so, what were the keywords they were looking for? How is the retention on those videos versus some of the other ones? This one's very short, but it is not structured as a YouTube short. That's interesting. Maybe people like it when you cover a topic in a much shorter span of time. So yeah, it's all about reading into data. I'd say your thumbnails are going in the right direction and your titles are going in the right direction, but you got to kind of be a bit data driven in your decisions for the content you make.
Indeed.
I would also say that, not channel audits. I would also say how much crossover is there between people who watch your baseball content and people who watch your football content? I think whenever I've met someone who plays sports games, they tend to have a type of sports game. They don't just love all games because sports game. Some of them do, but a lot of people are like, I love football and basketball, so they'll never look at MLB content. So that you might be segmenting, you might be building two different audiences on one channel, and that might be why. Maybe you'll notice when you look at the data, wow, my MLB videos do great, but my football videos just do not. I don't have the channel in front of me anymore, so I'm just kind of spitballing that. So Viper, you said you wanted to discuss a topic.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna try to be polite as I can about this. So let me prepare. We at vidIQ are a creator-obsessed, creator-driven organization. Everything we do is with the creator at our forefront, at the mindset. So we have videos that tell you guys about growing on YouTube and how to grow on YouTube. We host these live streams on a weekly basis to talk to you guys directly one-to-one about how to grow on YouTube, what tips and tricks you can use to grow your channel, different things like that. Also, we have creator partners that we work with to help promote vidIQ and get vidIQ out there. And part of us working with creator partners is sometimes having them on the actual vidIQ channel to do different things. So last Friday, we had Desiree Martinez, who is a creator partner with vidIQ. We had her and a few other lady creators on the vidIQ channel because Desiree is a creator partner with vidIQ, and we allowed her to use the channel to host her Women of YouTube podcast. When I tell you all how just disgusted I was with some of the comments in the live chat, I was furious, and Dan was furious too. I don't understand why some of you all had the comments that you had last Friday, but I'm here to tell you, as one of the executive producers of this organization, I will not tolerate it, okay? We will not tolerate it. We as an organization will not tolerate it. I'm pretty sure that the higher ups will back me up on this. The comments in that live chat were unacceptable to the women creators that we had on this channel last week. So I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why some of y'all, and I'm not talking about, most of y'all are pretty cool, but there were just a few bad apples last week in the comment section, which I was not comfortable with at all. So I just want to just implore you all to be more mindful of what you say in these comments and be more considerate of the people that we have on this channel, because what happened last week was not deserved. Those women did not deserve that last week. They come on here because they want to talk to you guys about growing and different things like that, and we work with them directly, and they did not deserve some of the indignation that you guys lauded their way last week. So please be mindful of the people that we have on here. Try to be supportive. If you hear something or you see something that you don't agree with, you could be polite about it. You don't have to be a jerk about it. But the stuff that was happening last week, we're not tolerating that. We got a bunch of moderators here who will act quickly and swiftly to get you out of here if it comes to that. We don't want to have to do that. But if you're going to be intentionally disrespectful to our guests, you got to go. So please just be mindful. Thank you, Dan, for giving me this time. And appreciate you guys being here tonight or this afternoon as we did this live stream. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. Love y'all.
We don't know how many of those folks are here today, but I'm glad that's out there. Because I was in the background of that live stream, and yeah, it was a lot of moderating. It was pretty disappointing. It definitely was. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you use daily ideas. I hope it's something that you find helpful. Support at vidIQ.com for further questions, especially technical ones about the tool. Happy to help you out there. Please make use of the feedback button in there if you have thoughts on the tool. Again, going back to just the theme in the last few minutes of respect, be respectful with your feedback, but and thoughtful. But outline anything, any questions you have, any issues you have in detail. Use screenshots when necessary. And let's see also the content you make with daily ideas. Share it with us on social media at vidIQ. We'd love to see it. So thank you all. We're gonna go on that note, and we will be back Tuesday with channel audits. We'll have videos for you, I believe, Monday. Thanks everybody. We'll see you later.
Peace.